Dub C, aka Chris, and Ted, both of the vocalists for Our Father's Burden. Gentlemen, what is going on?
What's happening, Jimmy? How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. How are you guys doing today?
Kick butt.
Right, yeah.
We're doing kick butt. Thanks for having us.
Oh, definitely, man. Any.
Hey to everybody in college listening to the radio.
Oh yeah,
What's going on?
Everybody's out there.
Hope you ain't studying. Hope you're drinking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. Among other things. That are
I mean,
going on.
studying, not
Right.
drinking. Don't drink.
Drinking milk, you know. But gentlemen, one thing I want to say is that Ted actually mentioned it during the break, but these are all songs that I haven't heard. You know, 'cause we've had you guys on a couple of times.
When we brought in the EP the first time, and that had actually the title track from this album was on that album, but it was early stage of the song. It's matured since then.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing is that it's so matured because I've only heard you guys really either on the demo album or live in studio, which is always like
acoustic with a guitar, right?
Which are both great, man. But this sounds so like mature, and it sounds really very well produced. You know?
And it's really close. I mean, that's one thing with one of the first mixes when we went in with Tony, and man, thanks a ton to Tony.
Oh yeah.
You know, we call him Tony Pope, and if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't. You know, we wouldn't have this. So thanks a ton, Tony. Thank you. And then, when we went in, he had produced it, and when we got there, it sounded different. You know, it was cool, but it wasn't us. You know, we were like, no, strip all those effects, and we want, you know, our sound. We didn't want to go on stage and not be able to produce the sound that's on CD.
Right. That's
you know
smart.
what I mean? If anything, I mean, the EP was, we would plan people like, that just doesn't do you justice. And it was like, good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fantastic. But we are a live band, and we feed off that energy. So, but that's really close to our sound, you know, without a whole lot of effects. I mean, it's tweaked a little bit, but not.
These are all songs that you guys play live, right? Or are like some of these tracks brand new, just put in.
Well, some of them are new in the sense you're a musician. So if I think of a song is less than a year old and not played out live at least a dozen times, it's not even though it's mature, full potentially, it's still a baby, you know. So, but so there's probably 3 or 4 of these songs that are new songs, you know, but they've all been played live. But none of them, like I've said, there's only 4 songs on this disc, and there's 9 total. So it's 5 new songs as far as. Here it is, here's in your hand, or it's out on YouTube, or it's out on SoundCloud, or Reverb Nation, or
cool,
you know, whatever, you know, so musiciansaudition.com, whatever, any of those, you know, so they are new.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the album? Just
I'll let Chris answer that.
Haven't heard it.
You know, it was rough at the beginning, but it definitely came around, and I like it a lot. It's pretty awesome.
Right, I mean, what do you like from it? Like when you listen to it. What is it that kind of gets you off besides the fact that it's you singing? You know, what else is it that you hear? Just maybe as far as how the songs have progressed working with Tony. You know, like for instance, Ted, you mentioned 4-part harmonies, right?
Yeah, because Bob's singing on Personally, and it's a 4-part blend, and it really fills it out. You know, so. You know, maybe that's be something we go into the future to maybe mic him live on stage. You know, right now, I mean, I think he was back there singing anyway. I always hear him back there singing. So, we might as well mic him up. But we had no idea he had such a beautiful voice. I mean, he took the high end, and it's not falsetto. He's singing, and I was like, I mean, I'll never forget when we were recording, and it was at our studio, and we were all set up, and we're watching. We didn't have a window, so we ran a monitor system, and we're all watching the monitor, and we're watching him sing, but this angelic voice is coming out of him. And you've met Bob. We call him Bobo the Barbarian for a reason. You know, Bob's a scary looking guy. You know, for this voice to come out of him, we were all like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, we all just looked at each other like,
but it
really
added so much to the song. So, you know, maybe we will play that before we leave today. That'll be up to you guys.
No,
I'll let you make that call.
No, definitely, definitely. What do your family and friends think the album, or are you guys keeping this on your wraps?
We've given it to, as far as we're concerned, there's 8 or 9 bandmates. There's the 5 of us, and then there's Bam, Tonto, Jimmy Fuzz, the Maharaji, and Tony Pope. You know, so there, I guess there's 10, and there's the 10 of those people have the disc, but they've all were there when we burned it, and they haven't given it to anybody or played it for anybody. You know, and there's Megamo too. So but even he doesn't have a copy. He's like our guerrilla warfare promotions manager. You know, he represents a couple bands. You know, but he's a friend of ours, and he's in our corner 100%. So, but we haven't even get him a copy yet. So that's how close to the belt we've kept it.
Right.
You know, and then you guys are the first ones to have it and play it out. And like I said, we don't want to play in rotation or left. I mean, we'd love it played in rotation, but not till the 10th.
Right.
You know, and we'll get you guys a nice signed copy, promo
Yeah,
copy to have.
that would be great.
And some tickets now that
Yeah.
you're of age.
Now that I'm of age.
But speaking of that, the Secret's Out, that event title actually was thought up by Corey Rock. She's our our promotions manager, and yeah, I guess she'd be our promotions manager, right? She's like the online, virtual technical, lot of, does our graphics, artwork. Neil Stegman does all the drawings. She puts them together. So now we've got like a couple different departments now. And we've got Mind's Eye Imagery designing the stuff. She actually puts it together and produces it with her printing company and puts it out there for us. And but she came up with the Secret's Out thing. I was like, that's neat. She even lowered the skulls a little bit, so when they're yelling at, the two skulls on the outside of the logo. So it was kind of cool. I just wanted to mention that before we get off track of that.
No, man, definitely. Now, you guys have, I was talking to Stan earlier, and he was talking about how, like, you guys have more songs besides just these 9, as I also know. So are you guys gearing up for your second album, like
Probably another EP.
Okay. And then maybe
And then we'll write 4 or 5 more after that, come out with a second album.
Put out the second album with the 4 from the EP.
Right.
Okay, cool. And like, do you have most of those songs already written, or are you still?
There's 3 or 4 from In the Fire, and another 5 or 6 on top of that.
Right. Of course, man.
Some of them are still. Remember this one?
Right.
What was that? That was that one you were singing to. Remember? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's some of them are still on that stage.
Some of those are the best, though. To have it there and then kind of come back to it when you're in a different state of mind, or different point in your life, even.
Yeah.
You kind of have a hook there, and you kind of. I don't know, there's someone looking at me through the window. I don't know if that's the person's with the band. Oh, yeah, I see this.
What's up?
Yeah, right. Howdy. But, yeah, now, how
It's Evil Steve.
Oh, all right. Evil Steve on bass walking back in here. One question that I have for you guys is, why did you guys choose November 10th? Is there any particular reason you guys chose that specific date, or just?
That's actually a push date. We were trying to get it out in October, and then we started thinking about that's going to conflict with Halloween shows if it's late October, and we thought about any later in the winter. Now you're conflicting with the holidays, Christmas parties, other things. People are just busy, So we figured November 10th was early enough, and it was 2 weeks after Halloween, or a little over a week after Halloween. Shouldn't be anything really going on,
Right.
Because you don't want competition.
No, you don't.
You wanted. It's nice to go up against competition on stage, but not for your event. I mean, I think you want to try and all work together and not. I would think that if I was planning on something and I saw there was something that was already big happening that day, especially if there were bands that were friends of ours, I would go to that show. I wouldn't compete against it. And I would be like, hey, we're playing next week. Here, come see us. But I don't think the date in particular had anything special. You? No?
Now, with this album, is there a kind of a recurring theme, or is it just kind of a bunch of songs? I know that you said that each song is different than the next, but the overall theme, is there like a kind of like a?
I think if you listen to the words or read them out, they're all. The album definitely gets darker, as from the beginning with Ream, and as it goes through, and Calm Before the Storm could be viewed as literally for what it is, the wind's coming in and blowing your house away, or it could be any adversary or any you're in trouble at school from when you're young. You get report cards home. This is just the calm before the storm. Till you get home and your mom and dad are screaming. To parents fighting around little kids. To troubles with your relationship. To troubles at work. To just life troubles in general. And they can all relate to this storm that you have no control over. That's about to just mess your world up.
Yeah.
So then they get darker from there. So.
No,
Like the last time we have queued up for you guys, Drag the Blade. That's pretty much says it right there. Drag the Blade. It's about.
And I don't mean to maybe delve into your new work or the work that hasn't been put out yet. I don't mean to let that secret out. But do you find that there are new themes that you're kind of writing about and or kind of going with, or you know what I mean? Like or like how do you think that album 2, or EP 2, if you can even think that far ahead?
I have no idea, man. I could say that it's going to be heavier because of now Steve's doing a lot of writing with Stan, and it probably will be. But then again, Chris has matured so much on the keys. I mean, I could see going like a heavy Deep Purple route. Then he's matured so much vocally that I could see yet going in even heavier route than Calm. And I just like to be tested. I like these guys that come up with crazy stuff. I'm like, all right, how are we going to sing this song now?
Right.
So, I mean, I couldn't even imagine how the other 4 songs we have, I don't think they're like paired up with any of the songs.
No. No,
I mean, they're all. I don't know how we keep writing completely different. I wish we could find a style and then we could just,
Right.
you know. But like Stan said, the style that we play is metal and beyond. So
It is metal.
that's
and
you know, people are
beyond,
asking us what genre are you in. That's
metal.
that,
and
that's
beyond.
we're metal and beyond.
That
So far,
definitely
we've been called hip metal, folk metal, which is a new one. Or we're called folk metal. We played the Rock and Roll Revival in 2012, which is very cool. The new Mugwump. We played that. That's probably popular with a lot of college going youth. The Mugwump party, but
Mudwamp party. I know that we get drunk and throw mud at each other. If that's
yeah, no, it's pretty much kind of like that. There's a big field, got stages set up, bands playing 24 hours a day for a whole weekend. It was just debauchery. It was fun.
Right. very, very cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. But after we got done playing, the guy was like, "That was like folk metal." I was like, "What the heck is folk metal?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Iron Maiden's folk metal. Any band that
Wow.
tells a story." You know, he was like, "Folk music's just telling a story," and you know, and he was like, "From the beginning to the end, you talked about." Meeting her wrecking your life, this, that, blah, 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 and then at the end, you know, something was done and it's a secret. I was like, whoa. I was like, maybe we are folk metal, you know.
That is that.
You know, but like Stan says, we're metal and beyond. That's the genre that we're going to go.
That's a really cool and original genre to have, definitely.
Check
Now-
Wikipedia. That's owned by our father's burden.
Yeah, seriously, man, put that thing out, man. How was it working with Tony? How'd you guys like it?
Awesome, super patient cat.
Very cool.
And do you guys think you're gonna work with him again, maybe on your second album?
Absolutely.
We'd like to, don't know that he will after he.
No, he's already said that, you know, until he gets because his studio's more for doing like single instruments or vocals.
Mhm.
So we would go rent a studio for him to run the board and engineer it, and we can mic up the drums and do, you know, in a live room, and they'll have all the right mics. We can go get that stuff done, and then from there go back to ours or his and
Cool.
record. But we actually want him to be our sound guy live. So.
Yeah.
He's going to be taking control. He'll be running the sound on November 10th. He'll be there with. They have a very good sound guy at Penny Road Pub, but you know, Paul will be looking over his shoulder. Yeah, that's where it's at. By the way, it's at Penny Road Pub, and the show's been brought to you by Chicago Metal Rocks and JBC Incorporated. They're putting on our CD release party at Penny Road Pub in Barrington, Illinois, November 10th.
That'll be awesome, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun, and I will be there, man. It'll
Awesome.
be a great
I
time.
will drop off some tickets to you probably next Sunday. I'll bring them by the radio station.
Very, very cool.
You guys will be here, yeah?
Oh yeah,
Alright,
we'll
cool.
definitely be here.
I'll just pop my head in and drop off some tickets.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then, folks, the secret is out. The secret is out, people. The secret is out.
You gotta
Our
get
Father's
tickets from
Burden,
the
first
band.
album. Yeah, you definitely do. You need to contact them, and also they can check you out at what is your website?
OurFathersBurden.com.
OurFathersBurden.com. Can they find you on Facebook
Yep.
as well, or?
Yep. Our Father's Burden.
Awesome, and then you
Facebook.
can actually send your info to
Right. That's the easiest way to contact us, or just click on the Facebook icon on the website, and you'll be going right to our Facebook page and friend request us, and we'll be off from there.
Yep.
And we all have personal Facebook pages, so we link you up with that. And
Excellent.
you know, if you're a band, contact us through here, and we'll do some gigs, and we can get you out on the radio. So.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Definitely a very great band to work with. Great music, really great guys. So you guys definitely want to check them out. So you guys have your CD release party November 10th. Is there anything else that's really, you know, like anything
Locked
else
and
coming
Loaded's
up?
playing with us. That's awesome.
Okay.
I don't know if you Locked and Loaded's a cover band. They have one or two originals that they're working on now, but they're like Motorhead and Old Priest and, you know, not like 80s hair metal cover band, you know.
Right.
Or if they do a song like that, they like heavy it up. You know, I mean, they're a very cool band. They play with Iron Horse a lot, which is a Motorhead tribute band. So it's kind of that heavy. I don't know, how would you just describe Locked and Loaded? Their style. They cover. I guess I just did, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty much Motorhead, you know.
I don't know, so, but they've got a great following, and they're a bunch of great guys. So,
That is awesome.
yeah, that's going to be very cool. And it's November 10th, and it starts at 8, and tickets are $12. And if you get a ticket from us at the door, you'll get a free disc. So,
Cool.
but you have to come to the show to redeem your disc. And if you just go to the door and you pay to get in, you don't get a disc.
Right.
So contact it's still $12 by the way, because then they're just going to take their end.
Right.
So
Cool beans, man. Cool beans.
get a ticket from us, and we will give you a free disc.
All right. Well, November 10th is gonna be an awesome time. You guys can check out Our Father's Burden live at Penny Road Pub in Barrington, Illinois. This is where they're going to be having their album release party, their first album release
Yeah,
party.
first full length, yeah.
Yeah. And their first album, their first full-length album. So this is really, really awesome, man. It sounds great. It really, really does, dude. It really sounds great. And looking forward to actually being able to drive home and listen to listen to this and give it to friends after November 10th.
Right,
Don't worry.
I'll drop.
After
Yeah,
November
yeah.
10th.
Yeah, I'm sorry we can't leave you with a copy,
That's
but we're
all right.
not just. Your dad's going right on.
Yeah,
Don't give
right
it
on.
away. Yeah, you shouldn't be playing it yet.
Copyright.
Now that's done. But I still don't want it out there digitally being passed around yet. I mean, I want to save some,
Right.
save some of the secret, man. The secret's out November 10th, not
Right,
today.
not now.
This is just a
preview
whisper. This
of
is a
the
whisper.
secret. Whisper of the secret. Right. Well, awesome, guys. And then you guys can also check out Our Father's Burden at ourfathersburden.com. You can also check them out on Facebook, and please be sure to go to their contact us section on ourfathersburden.com. Give them your name, email, phone number, and a personal message, and you'll be on their emailing list. So
Absolutely.
that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Ted, Chris, Steve, thank you guys very much for being on tonight. Also, a big shout out to Tony for being on, as well as Stan. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Thank you guys very much for being on. And this is Good Times Sunday. On every Sunday, 8 to 6 p.m. We'll be back after this, but not before we play another track off of The Secret by Our Father's Burden. This is called This is track 8. This is Drag the Blade.
Yeah, this song was written by Evil Steve. This is the first song that Steve brought to us. Yeah, so are we gonna take off after this, or are we gonna
You guys
come
can
back,
come
or?
back on if you
Or
want
then
to.
I think Chris now bow out and we bring Tony and Steve back in. And when you come back from this, he can talk about this song because it's again completely different than anything
Sure.
we've heard yet.
Right on.
So, all right, well, Jimmy,
Okay.
thanks a lot.
Definitely, Ted, Chris, thank you guys for being on. We'll be
you.
back with Evil Steve after this. Sorry, man.
Oh, thanks a lot, Ted.
Good time, man.
Tony and I will both come and visit with you, Steve. How about
Right on.
that?
Metal and Beyond, nice.
Yeah, metal and
I'm glad you remembered to
I
put that on
mentioned
the-
it.
Awesome.
I mentioned
There you
it.
go.
Glad to put that on.